Good morning, guys and gals. How are you this morning? It's Brunch with Brian. So, how do we always start Brunch with Brian? With a big smile. So, everybody put a pretty smile on your face. And we're going to start off that way. So, every day we start with a smile. Are you guys getting up in the morning with a smile on your face? Actually, I want you to get out of bed before you get out of bed. So when you wake up, when you first greet the dawn, when you open your eyes in the morning, I want you guys to actually smile before you get out of bed. Let's all try that. Obviously, it's too late for this morning, but let's try that tomorrow morning. Let's try to smile, put a smile on our face before we actually get out of bed tomorrow morning. How's that? Let's do that. The smile challenge. Try to get a smile on your face, a legitimate smile, before your feet actually hit the floor. That's a good one. So now, have you been smiling this whole time since we started? That's great. Okay, now let's do our deep breathing. Ready? Let's go deep breath in. Ready? And hold it for a sec. And let it all out. Let all the tension, all negativity, everything bad goes out. Big deep breath in, all positive, all good stuff. Take it in nice and slow and hold it for a sec. And let it all go. Let all tension loosen up. You can close your eyes, leave your eyes open either way. Whatever, helps you focus. I'll tell you what, a lot of times I close my eyes. Sometimes I close my eyes when I dance. Sometimes I close my eyes when I listen to music. Sometimes I close my eyes when I want to focus on something. Actually, I close my eyes. And when you watch some singers, I really like to watch certain singers. Eddie Vedder of Pearl Jam. I saw him do a performance of Jeremy on MTV Music Awards in the 80s. That was just incredible. He's so focused. His intensity is so great. And he had his eyes closed and he was just singing and just so intense. And so sometimes, if you close your eyes, you can focus a little better. Maybe when you're doing your closing calls, you can't close your eyes when you're doing your closing calls, because why? Who knows why? Why can you not close your eyes to focus while you're doing your closing calls? Guys, somebody give me an answer on that. Hey, lower the angle down a little bit. You're a little high there. So guys, why can you not close your eyes? Guys, give me an answer on that. How are you guys doing this morning? Somebody give me a shout out. Give me some love and give me some good stuff. You guys, are you chiming in? Are you answering? Are you engaging? Come on, guys. I need some more feedback on the Brunch with Brian's. I know you guys are out there because I looked later and I see that you guys were on there, but we're not getting nearly enough interaction. Who likes my shirt this morning? Do you guys like my shirt? Guess who gave me this shirt? What's the name of our daughter who gave me this shirt? Who knows that? Okay, we're going to start doing prizes because I like more interaction. And we're only 5 minutes in. I even started a minute late today. So let's get more interaction. I want to get you guys really engaged, and also we want to do our routine. So I don't want to get off of our routine either. So let's keep going with our routine. We had one more breath, actually. So let's do our last breath. Ready? Big deep breath in, nice and slow. Hold it for a sec. Let it all out. I'll tell you, that brings a smile to my face when I do it. So again, smile lots and lots and lots during the day, guys. Now, do you want to answer that question? Why can you not close your eyes while you're doing your closing calls? Anyone throw out an answer on that one?
Donovan Panther says you fall.
You fall? That's not the answer I was looking for. Actually, you should be sitting down probably while you're doing your closing calls. Well, if you're walking around, you can be walking. Well, what's the problem with walking around while you're doing your closing calls? Okay, well, maybe I'll get an answer on that before we get to the end. Now, I have a very important reading and quotes today. honestly, this is a very important one, guys. And this is a book that a lot of you guys have heard about before. And this is a book that was very, very popular a few years back called Hey, Who Moved My Cheese? Yay! So this was a real popular book a few years back, and it's by Spencer Johnson. Very simple little book, guys. You do not have to have some complicated book to have a very popular book. And forward by Kenneth Blanchard, who was co-author of The 1 Minute Manager. This is a real popular book, and guess what? Lynette got this book when she was working at Shea Homes. Now, Lynette was a very top sales agent. She was the #1 salesperson at Shea Homes. Oh, by the way, do you like our new location today, guys? We always like to mix it up. This is our formal dining room here. So, Who Moved My Cheese? What's this book about? Now, I really like this book. It's about 4 characters in a maze. This was Lynette's sales manager at the time. Lynette, embrace, change, and joy. Ken. Okay, it was when Shea Homes was going through a big change at the time, actually. And so this is about embracing change. Who moved my cheese? So basically, the story of this is about, it's a parable, and it's about 4 beings who live in a maze, okay? And it's 2, Hem and Haw are these 2, they call them little people, and 2 little mice, okay, Sniff and Scurry. Okay, so Sniff has an amazing nose and is really good at finding cheese. And Scurry has lots of energy and will run and run and run through the maze and find cheese. Okay, so there's cheese in this maze, okay, and they know there's cheese around this maze. And, but they need to find the cheese. So they run around and they find these. I'm going to give you my short interpretation, my memory of this from over 20 years ago of my memory of the story, and then I'm going to do a couple of little readings. But you know what? The quote that I love about this book is actually a very, very old quote, and it's a quote from a famous author, actually. And this is a quote from Robert Burns, famous author and poet, who lived from 1759 to 1796. The best laid schemes of mice and men often go astray. So that's most times people don't even say often go astray. They just say the best laid schemes of mice and men. And then they kind of leave it hanging, and it's a given that they often go astray. The best laid schemes of mice and men. And so, and there's actually, obviously, there's a famous play of Mice and Men, and that's a famous play that he doesn't say the rest of the quote. Obviously, it just is implied that of mice and men. And so, you know, they have a big plan. I don't want to get into that whole, that's a really great play though, by the way. So actually, maybe some of you guys have seen that movie. There's a good version with John Malkovich that playing Lenny. That's actually pretty interesting. So that's a great quote, but I'm going to give you a little reading here by A.J. Cronin. Now listen to this. This is a good little reading. Life is no straight and easy corridor along which we travel free and unhampered, but a maze of passages through which we must seek our way, lost and confused now and again, checked in a blind alley. But always, if we have faith, a door will open for us, and perhaps one that we ourselves would not perhaps one that we ourselves would ever have thought of, but one that will ultimately prove good for us. So that was A.J. Cronin. So guys, here's the thing. Now, Scurry always reminded me of Lynette. Sniff is kind of the worrier and the thinker brain. Scurry is the action brain. So when the cheese pile, so you find a cheese pile. Okay, this is my quick, brief take on this of Who Moved My Cheese. And then I'm gonna read this. Now look at this, guys. I don't know how well you can see this actually. This one page has a lot of really good stuff. So if you could freeze your thing on this one page, but I am going to actually read this page really quick, because this has all basically the handwriting on the wall. This page is called, and it has all the tips. And so I'm going to say that, but let me give you my quick version. Basically, the maze has got cheese in it. Okay, that's the world. So we live in this world that has cheese in it. So there's money in the world, guys, and there's money out there. America has money in it. Okay, there's ways to make money in America. Most of you guys are interested in real estate. There's definitely ways to make money in real estate. You know there is. We made a bunch of money in real estate. Our students have made a bunch of money in real estate. Ron LeGrand has made a bunch of money in real estate. Ron LeGrand's students have made a bunch of money in real estate. There's ways to do it. And you know, when I found Ron, when we found Ron, he showed us a bunch of new ways, all these creative, interesting ways that we didn't even know about, and the pretty house ways, the financing ways. We only really knew about wholesaling and rehabbing like most folks. And Ron showed us that there was a big pile of cheese. There was this other big pile of cheese that we did not know about. And so that was really neat. And so that was what we found when we found Ron LeGrand, was another huge, massive pile of cheese that didn't run out. Now, here's the thing about this, was the book was about, Scurry and Sniff worked together. And so Sniff was good at finding cheese, and Scurry was good at just running and running and running until Scurry found cheese. So Scurry was like the action brain, and Sniff would worry. So they found a big pile of cheese, and then they'd be eating on this cheese and enjoying this cheese, but the cheese would dwindle. And so the cheese pile would go down and down and down. And then Sniff would start worrying, oh no, the cheese pile's going down, but Scurry would just say, okay, the cheese pile's going down. Scurry wouldn't worry. Scurry would just start running around the maze again. And then Scurry would come back at the end of the day and start, still there'd be cheese there. But Sniff had been sitting there worrying all day, just, eating the cheese and not running the maze. So Scurry would eventually keep running the maze until Scurry would find another big pile of cheese, and then just would go move to that new pile of cheese. And so, so if you're a thinker brain, you tend to kind of stick to the old pile of cheese and worry, whereas Scurry just says, okay, this pile of cheese is dwindling. It's time to find a new pile of cheese. So let's read these, guys. These are some really cool things. So if you're taking notes, like I hope you are, handwriting on the wall, this is called. So change happens. So he doesn't number these, but if you want to number them, I like to number things. It just seems to organize the thoughts better. So change happens. Number one, change happens. They keep moving the cheese. Okay, so that's number one. Two, anticipate change. Get ready for the cheese to move, okay? Or the cheese to dwindle, the cheese to run out, okay? So the world's different now. Maybe your job is, they move the cheese, okay? Maybe the cheese is moved right now on you. So number three, monitor change. Now this was a weird change, wasn't it, guys? Nobody saw the cheese moving here. You couldn't really anticipate this change, a lot of us. Now, not to say on a global, in a global framework, there were some people on a very high level who maybe read a report and could maybe see this coming. But let's face it, your average person, there's no way we could have anticipated this. Number three, monitor change. Smell the cheese often, so you know when it's getting old. I mean, see if there's little green coming on the corners, little mold coming. So, let's face it, we can kind of see when sometimes things are coming. Oh, this was interesting because this was actually the notes that they sent out. This was the notes that Ken had given, and here was his little bullet points. You know what, if you guys want this, it's kind of interesting. It was Ken's notes. Lynette's actual boss will send those out. He's a smart guy, actually. I wonder where he's at now, 20 years later. Monitor change. Like I said, number four, adapt to change quickly. The quicker you let go of old cheese, the sooner you can enjoy new cheese. Remember, there's new cheese out there. That's the thing. You can't get fixated on the old cheese. You have to remember there's new cheese out there, okay? Change. Okay, that's number five. Change. Move with the cheese. Six, now this is a hard one for thinker brains, guys. Enjoy the change. You tend to hold on to stuff. If you're kind of a hoarder or half hoarder, you're probably a thinker brain and you kind of cling to things. Okay, now action brains are better at this, and that's way better at this than me. Much better at letting go of stuff. When we moved into this house about 6 months ago, much better at letting go of stuff and not wanting to bring stuff. Enjoy change, savor the adventure, and enjoy the taste of new cheese. Okay, and now the last one. Okay, this one is number 7. Be ready to change quickly and enjoy it again and again. To get used to change. Isn't change always going to be a part of life, guys? Yes, it absolutely is. And that's why you always got to be ready. Who moved my cheese? For cheese to move. So be ready to change quickly and enjoy it again and again. They keep moving the cheese, so you better just accept that that's part of life. And so that's why this is such a great book. We spent a little bit more time than usual on the book, but I always think that's great to have readings. We don't always have readings, but this one is a particularly good one, and it's so applicable right now because there's so much cheese moving around in the world right now. So I like that. I like this book. I recommend this book, and it's very interesting. But you know what, guys? You got a lot of it. So you don't want to read the whole book. We really went over a lot of the top points and tips out of this book. So I'm really glad we had a chance to enjoy this book, get a lot of the great tips out of it, and we got to see a new one of our rooms. Now, you know what? I thought about movement today, that we would just do something, and I thought about some fun things that we could do and some fun stretches. And so I was thinking about this when I was walking in the park with Trinity yesterday. You know, the park's right behind our house. And so we were walking in the park, and on the way I was walking, I like to throw the ball to the dog for the dogs. And you know, if I go out there and I'm walking out there, and right when I throw the ball, here's the ball. He loves this ball, and so if I throw it right away, my arm is sore. If I'm not as young as I used to be. So if I throw it right away, I actually am going to hurt my arm, right? So I decided, okay, I got to warm up my arm a little bit before I throw it. And so so I started, just kind of relaxing my arm and just kind of warming it up a little bit. And so I decided to just do like a windmill stretch. So guys, let's try to do that. Just see if you can warm up your arm. Now, take it easy. First of all, just kind of go slow. And it depends on how much you've ever kind of warmed up your shoulder. But your shoulders can get really sore. Now I throw with my right arm. So maybe your right arm is a little bit more looser. And I talk about joints, everything coming off your torso, and that counts your thighs down here where they come off your torso. So that's kind of a hard one to get. You can't do this windmill stretch with your thighs. You can't have your thighs twirling around like this. But if you can do this with your shoulders, it's really nice if you can get them going around. But no, I don't know how stretchy you are on this one. Be careful on this one because you could kind of tweak something. So now if you can get it going, this one's kind of a fun one. So if you can get it kind of going around, now that's my left arm. So my left arm is a little bit, somehow, even though I use my right arm a lot more, my right arm's stiffer. It's kind of got a little bit more muscles and stuff. I throw with it, and I used to play a lot more tennis. I used to be very into tennis, and I used to actually win a bunch of tennis tournaments and stuff. So my right shoulder is kind of more muscly and stiff. So it takes more kind of loosening up. So are you guys doing this? This is good. Don't hurt yourself now, but this is a really cool windmill stretch that I'm adapting to my lifestyle. And I need this one because otherwise I can't throw the ball far. And I need to loosen up my arm before I go to the park and throw the ball for the dogs. All right, so did we do our nice little windmill stretch? Maybe we'll just do one little stretch, one new stretch each time. But that's a good one. And you know what, guys? If you guys have cool stretches, send them to me. Send me your cool stretches. So that was I know we went along today. We had a lot of cool stuff to cover, and it's Friday, so we're not going to see you for a couple of days. Oh, I was going to do that stretching thing. I might be too busy this weekend. We'll see. Stay tuned, and we'll see what we can do on this weekend. I might do something this weekend. I'll keep in touch with you guys. So, wow, this was great. We're going to keep moving around the house and doing different locations just because it's fun, adds variety, and we like to do that. So we will see you next Monday, if not sooner. I love you guys, and have a great weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you on Monday. That's it for today's Brunch with Brian. Keep smiling.